Hello, hello, hello. Okay, this is the second night in a row I'm having trouble with Twitter. I thought I had resolved Twitter. Obviously, something is still causing problems over in Twitter. But hello, hello, hello. JoeHart here. Um, this is day 3 of the Formula One's preseason testing. Where I'm at in Eastern Standard Time on the East Coast of the United States, it's February 25th, Saturday at 1:45 in the morning. The preseason testing is in Bayron. It's in Sakhir, Sakhir, I think. But that doesn't come up in Google Maps, or it doesn't always. Or anyway, I get really confused about this circuit and city and weather. I always track every race. I for the week, I usually enter like 5 or 7 different locations that are having races. So I have the weather for all of them. And this one, every freaking year, I forget what city I needed to enter to find it in weather, but also in mainly weather, but also in what's it called? Google Maps. So it's weird that stuff is usually really good. Anyway, hello, my name is JoeHart. I'm a person with disabilities, primarily invisible disabilities. I just wanted to say hello and welcome to all my viewers, and I don't call them lurkers, but I think there's viewers and listeners and things like that. And feel free to make a comment. Let me know you're here. If you're doing research for your boss, you're welcome to ask me questions. I know there's people that think you have to drink Kool-Aid to have opinions, but that's not true. But anyway, I am streaming on StreamYards, and I've been doing that for a couple months or whatever, weeks or whatever. I'm not. I need to look at the exact date to remember. And I stream to 6 streams normally. I'm having a little trouble tonight, and I did last night. Or I say night, but this is anyway. It feels like it's night because it's 1:47 in the morning, but at this event it's Saturday, and it's Saturday where I'm at, so we really ought to be saying Saturday morning or something like that. So anyway, so I'll still say night. So tonight I'm having trouble with the 6 streams. Last night I was having trouble with the 6 streams. The night before, I actually with my disabilities, I sometimes get a little distracted or confused, or I get whatever as far as what's possible to do and things like that. So I had some anyway, I got a warning. I got a warning for what I was sharing. There's a feature for Formula One that's called Formula One T. It's F1 TV Pro, and it's it's Formula1.com's version of their streaming resource. And I every year I pay for it, and it's $79 a year full price, but you can get discounts, and I think I got mine for 63 or something like that. But I'm sorry, no, it's last year is still current for a couple more events. So on after the first race of the year, then I would renew it, and hopefully it would still be 63 or $59 or whatever. So anyway, I showed some of the preseason testing, and then of course my 6 streams all had different paths, but they all roughly had the same challenge. They were shutting me down, or blocking or banning, or whatever version they had. But so I think except for Twitter, there seems to be a lingering challenge. I don't know what it is. I'm OCD. So I mean, I'm disabled and I'm OCD and I can miss things. I can dig down into the rabbit hole like the best of us, but then I also can get distracted or confused or, whatever. So I thought I had followed through with every notification I got, every email I got, every tweet I got to follow up with all the challenges. And with 6 different streams, they have different. So anyway, I want to mention my 6 streams. I want to thank people for watching and things like that. And then go from there. But anyway, I'm streaming on StreamYards, and there's the free StreamYards, and then the basic, and then the professional. And for basic, you can stream to 3 platforms or destinations, and then up to 3 platforms or destinations. And then for the professional, you can stream to up to 8 destinations and platforms. And I've got 6, I think. I might have a 7th, but I have 6 that I can do it to. So initially, I wanted to find out if StreamYards is going to be worth it to me. And I don't like making a decision, and I'm extreme. I'm OCD. So I streamed all 6 all the time. And so I had professional, and it's expensive. And I'm a person with disabilities. I'm on a fixed income. I fundraise for all my expenses. Most of my devices have been provided to me from fundraising and stuff. And, I don't, that's, I don't hide that. I'm not ashamed of that. And, it's just the way it is. And people can hang out with me and do whatever they want and never give me a penny. So it's fine with me. We could do, the things usually are provided for. Anyway, I'm doing StreamYards. It's $49 a month, which is extremely expensive for me, especially because when I first started researching it, they make it a little confusing and vague, and they're like $39 a month, and then a little asterisk saying if you buy for the whole year. So it is $39 a month if you buy for the whole year. So it's $468 for an entire year. I would love to fundraise for that. I'm trying to. I haven't really put a lot of effort into it, but I'd love to do that so I don't have to keep renewing, thinking, is this worth it? And I'm not going to, it will be years before, it will be a while before I can put $49 a month into this and receive $69 a month out of it and go, okay, it's worth it. That's a positive cash flow. But so I don't think there will be any cash flow. It will just be conceptually, is it worth it to me for $49 a month? I don't think currently it's worth $49 a month. I've renewed it. I think I've done 3 months now, or I think I just renewed my 3rd month. So it's somewhere around there. I think it is worth it for $39, but I think that's what I got in my mind. I was reading the thing, they're saying $39. I'm like, this is great. I can't wait. And anyway, the basic, which is up to 3 platforms, which I again, I don't like making decisions. I don't like doing things halfway. I like to, I don't want to choose 3 of my 6. But that is, and I might butcher this, so I'm sorry if I butcher it. It might be $25 a month or $29 a month when you buy monthly, and then it's $20 a month if you buy the year. $240 a year, so it's $20 a month. And that'd be like, oh well, $20 a month. Again, for the year, if I do the whole year, $240 is a little easier to locate than $468. But anyway, that's my StreamYards situation or saga or whatever. So anyway, I've yet to shout out to my 6 streams. So I do always want to say thank you to my streamers for watching, or my viewers, my listeners, lurkers, whatever you want to call it. I don't like the word lurker, but I guess that's what people do. They can come into the room, they can be in the back row, they don't have to acknowledge that they're here. They can just watch. I mean, there's ways to find out if they're there, of course. But they don't have to talk and stuff. But anyway, so the 6 streams that I stream to, and I want to thank everybody, is hello and thank you for watching Facebook profile. And a second Facebook, I have Facebook page. I have 2 Facebooks, and I don't totally understand it, but that's how they're set up. And then LinkedIn profile, which is just standard LinkedIn, and then YouTube with no disclaimer or descriptor, just YouTube by itself, and then Twitch with no descriptor, just by itself, and Twitter. And, as of a couple of months ago, Twitter was my largest. That was my largest platform. It was my most active platform. I'm mostly media. It's hard to describe what I do, and it changes, and there's exceptions to everything I say, but I was roughly media for motorsports and crime sleuthing and the Idaho 4 college student, murder case and unaliving case. And so, there was a lot of, I covered a lot. I covered the politics of 2020. I was on the road for 235 days, and I went to 31 states. And that was the most intense thing I've ever done in my life, and it was really cool. I don't think 2024 will be as exciting, but if I were to return to that, that's in about a year. The what's that first thing Iowa does? Caucuses. So, and I don't know if they're going to be the first state, but they're probably going to still be the first state. 4 years ago, there was talk of they're going to lose it because they did real poorly and they didn't do this. And I forget all the details. I was there. I mean, I was there in Idaho, but I was also there getting the information. And I was like, yeah, you're right. They should lose it. That wasn't good. And so I forget what I did last week. I have to print everything up. That's how I remember things, because I have to print up everything. So anyway, okay, so let's get to, it is 1:56. So this preseason testing will start in 4 minutes. And like I said, thank you to everybody that watches and listens and lurks. I would love to get comments. I'd love people to make some comments and stuff. I know there's always drama, or I don't like to call it drama, but there's always stuff going on. There's conflicts of there's personality conflicts. That's what happens when you get humans around each other. And I think it might get exacerbated or whatever when it's online, because you're not getting to know, you don't really know people online. So it's anyway. So there are people that would probably want to come in here and lurk. And I've seen a couple of them around, and a couple of them are very opinionated, but they won't come in here and talk. So I think they just watch and, whatever. So that's what happens. So anyway, so it's 1:57. So this preseason testing starts in 3 minutes. I will not show any of it. I am going to try to figure out, again, 2 nights ago, or, 2 mornings, whatever, I don't know how to describe it. It is Saturday morning now. So not Friday morning yesterday, but Thursday morning, the day before. I got a warning about what I was sharing, and I had a lot of visitors. Formula One visited, BMG or BMC, whatever that is, visited. So I got a lot of people to visit. So I'm hoping I can find out about the live timing. So I go off screen and I talk about the live timing, but I'd like to show it. I mean, it's not. I don't, and I'm sure I might get in trouble again. I mean, I don't want, I guess you get one warning and then 3 blocks and then you're done. You get one warning, nothing happens as long as you agree to delete the video or have everything blocked out, or whatever. So you get a warning with no major repercussions, and then you get a strike and you're down for a week, and then you get a second strike and you got down for 2 weeks. And I think this is YouTube by itself. So the other 5 streams could still be giving me other penalties. And I think StreamYard is different than YouTube. I mean, I know they're different. So they may have their own whatever. I think it's mostly YouTube. So 1 strike, 1 week down, 2 strikes, 2 weeks down. And I think 3rd strike, you're done. And I don't know. I mean, I think it was indefinitely. I don't think they said forever, but I think they said indefinitely. So, whatever, there may be ways to come back and stuff. And I wasn't trying to do anything malicious. I wasn't, I pay for F1 TV Pro. It's not cheap, but it's not ultra expensive, but $79 a year. And, and I don't, I always get messed up with passwords and what is this 159. So when it turns over 2:00, and 2 nights ago when I was showing the stream, the live did not start until 2:07, which is really unique because Formula One is very precise worldwide. I'm in the East Coast of the United States. Okay, so it's 2:00. So let me go to let's see. And it's blinking, so it looks like it's live. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, bam. So they just took off. Perez is going out. A fourth car. And there's only 10 cars total. There's so anyway, I don't expect everybody. I'm going to assume all my viewers, or most of my viewers, know very little about motorsports and very little about Formula One. So I'll start from that platform. I'm not trying to condescend or talk down to people, and I don't know a whole bunch, but I know some. And now I am disabled and I'm OCD, and I can't remember everything. I have to print everything up. So I've learned a ton, but if I'm not looking at the print up, then I usually forget about it. So anyway, the way Formula One works is that there are 10 teams and each team has 2 drivers. So that's 20 drivers. So there's 20 drivers. Now this preseason testing, there's 3 days. Today's Saturday. So there's a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 2 days ago, 1 day ago, and today, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. There's a session 1 in the morning at Bayron. And then the second one is a session 2 in the afternoon. So session 1, which they have modified since the beginning, so I might be slightly incorrect on that, but it originally was supposed to be from 2 a.m. my local time. It's 2:02 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So it was supposed to start at 2 a.m. and go to 6 a.m. The last 2 days, I think they added 15 minutes. So it might be from 2 a.m. to 6:15 a.m. And then an hour break for lunch or whatever. And then it goes for 4.5 hours instead of 4 hours, which it ultimately was 4 1/4 hours. But it was supposed to be 4 hours and then 4.5 hours. Now it appears it's 4 1/4 hours and 4.5 hours. So that would be 7 to 11:30 in the morning for Eastern Standard Time. For Bayron, that's past sunset. So they get all the morning and some of the afternoon, and then I think the sun sets at 5:35 or something like that. I have it somewhere. Don't quote me, but then they have a couple hours after that. So they're going to be able to test everything, and it is testing. So these 10 teams can be testing absolutely anything they want. So even though I'm going to talk about the live timing, and I hope I find out from Formula One if I can show it. I think I can show it. It's just like that. There's no way that is there's no way that is trademarked and that can't be shown. I'm sure it can be shown, but I'm scared. I don't want to get a warning and a strike all within 1 weekend or less than 1 weekend. But anyway, but with the live streaming, the live timing, live streaming, for me, everything's always a little different. But for me, live streaming is a video. It's watching TV. Live timing to me is just the raw data. Like it shows all the cars doing another lap, and then you get the times for the laps and what tire they're using and who's the fastest, who's the second fastest. And again, this is testing. The 10 teams. The 10 teams and even the 20 drivers can be testing whatever they want. So 2 teammates on the same team could be testing different things. So speed may not be what they're testing. They might be testing, long. I don't. My mind's mushed at 2 a.m. But the long runs and a low gas tank and a high gas tank and the tire wear, and they could do so many other things besides speed. So when we look at the live, maybe over 8.5 hours or 8 3/4 hours. After that amount of time, you might be able to say that the speed is somewhat important, and it might put some ranking to what has happened for the entire 8 hours and 3/4 of an hour, 8 3/4 hours. But that's not necessarily true. So, anyway, feel free to make comments. I know sometimes that number says 0, but I've had people talk to me when it says 0. And I think for you, it's over here. But feel free to talk to me if you would like. So I'm off camera. I'm looking at the leaderboard, which is the live timing. And it's got Piastri number 1, Drogovic number 2. Those are two. Piastri is a new driver. Drogovic is a what's it called? A reserve driver, because Lance Stroll hurt himself. So Drogovic is a reserve driver. So it's, and they just started. It's just, this is just a couple minutes in. 4:09. So it's 6 minutes in. So that really doesn't mean anything, but it is kind of strange that those two are on the top already. So number 3 is Leclerc, 4 is Perez, and then that's the first 4 have a best lap time, and then the next 6 to make 10. There's 10 total. There's for each session, the morning session and the afternoon session, each team can only have one driver. Either driver. Not either driver. I think out of the 6 sessions, I don't know, don't quote me on this, but I think out of the 6 session, each driver has to do 3. Any 3. First 3, the middle 3, every other. They can do whatever. Pointer Lover, hey, how are you? It's good to see you. I tried to check out some stuff earlier. Thank you for joining on Discord. We're still growing there, and it's intimate. So sometimes we talk about things that might be like not whatever, not gossipy, but it's pretty intimate now. So anyway, hopefully we'll get away from the intimate part and stuff. But thank you for joining. Thank you for the blue heart. That's very pretty. My eyes aren't great, and my screen is horrendous. Anyway, I don't really understand emojis, and I don't know what your first pink thing is. Might be a fist pump? I don't know what the first thing is. It's is it a thumb? I don't know what it is. I think it's a fist pump. But the blue heart, I know there's a lot of different hearts, and the blue is very pretty. That is a very cool color. And I don't know if that was because my eyes, I got blue eyes, but they used to be really pretty, but now they're, so anyway. So it is 2:08. It's a red flag. I don't know what happened. So they're waving it right now. So the red flag just happened now. It's 4 hours, 7 minutes, and 2 seconds. So it's a hand wave like that. Oh, okay. Thank you. Thanks, Pointer Lover. I get stuck on things. So emojis, like the 5 most common emojis, I kind of understand. But the other 750,000 emojis, I just don't get. So someone ran out onto the track and picked up pieces. So I guess some pieces of a car fell off. I don't know what car. They'll tell us. So he's off track already. I'm going to turn it up a little bit. Yes. Cool. So I don't know if I think yesterday you were saying you watched both Formula One and NASCAR. I don't know if you're like over the top addicted kind of fan. So I don't know if you have F1 TV Pro, and if you're watching it right now, that would be cool if some people are watching it, because I can't show it. I have it on in the background. It's on my iPad, and I have the, oh, hey, Nightbot, how are you doing? I have my earbud in my ear, so I might be talking too loud. I talk loud anyway, but since I have the earbud on, I might be talking even louder. But so I had Piastri. I'm going to go off screen. That's for me. It's not for you. You can still see me on screen. So, okay. It's blinking live. It doesn't show the time. I don't know why they can't do this. I mean, I don't know why all these places don't have someone that's OCD and say, hey, why don't you look at this and tell us what's missing? It's so obvious. It's a timed practice. What's that first word? Timed. Why don't they show the time? I don't get it. I don't get it. So anyway, it shows 10 drivers. Each team can have one driver. There's 10 teams, so that's 10 drivers. So it shows 10. Albon doesn't quite have anything yet, but he's still on the list. Hulkenberg just lost his. He had segment 2 and segment 3, but now that disappeared. But anyway, okay, so as it was the first 7 minutes, I guess, what is it, 4:07? So we got, I guess we got 5 minutes in before the red flag. But anyway, it has Piastri number 1, George Russell number 2, Drugovich number 3. I don't know his first name. Charles Leclerc number 4, Perez number 5, and they all have best laps. The next 5 do not have best laps. The next 2 have segment 1, 2, and 3. Every track is divided into 3 segments, and then they time each segment, and that's how they. Anyway, I don't totally understand segments, but it's roughly they take the track and divide it into 3. They're not equal. This has like 33 seconds, 45 seconds, and 28 seconds are the 3 segments for Bottas. So obviously they're not the same. So Bottas and De Vries has segment 1, 2, 3, and then 8, 9, 10 have nothing except the tire. So Albon's 8th, Gasly's 9th, and Hulkenberg's 10th. So anyway, that's it's back to I'm not over the top, but I do watch a lot. So I may, yeah, I mean, you didn't need to describe it, but do you have Formula One TV, F1 TV Pro? It's on Formula1.com, and it's their streaming source. So you can get live timing and blah, 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 blah. But it also has live streaming. And I don't know the particulars, even though I've had it for, 3 years out of the last 4 years, but I don't know all the particulars. But I think it live streams everything. And like I was saying earlier, for me, every definition is different. But for me, live streaming means a television. That means a video live television of the thing. And then live timing. Sterling, how are you? Yes, you do have it. So you're watching it right now. Oh, that's so cool. I mean, unless you only have one device. I assume everybody, and you don't have to keep telling me. I have this free flow. I do know it's the open internet. I don't like people to share any more than they want. So, hey, Sterling, welcome back from last night. That was so cool to have you last night. That was so cool. So, Pointer Lover saying, yes, she has Formula One TV Pro. Sifa, what's up, Sifa? How you doing? It's good to see you. Thanks for being here. So Sterling and Pointer Lover, thank you for everybody being here. And Pointer Lover says hi to Sifa. And cool. It's good to see you, Sifa. I'm glad you're here. I assume you got some of my correspondence. So, hey, Pointer Lover. Sorry about all that. Sterling, so how are you? It's good to see you. I know this is, I don't know what, and again, I hear a lot of people talk about these lives as an intimate room, and I don't think of it. It's good to see you too. Yes, I did. Okay, cool. Thanks, Sifa. So I don't know. I don't consider it. I consider it the open internet. So I always warn people: do not share stuff that you don't want to share. Please don't share stuff that you don't want to share. And then I start asking questions about everybody, and then I'm like, but don't tell me if you don't want to. But I keep asking questions. So I do know I feed into that. So I apologize for that. So anyway, just to say, Sterling and everybody, Sterling, this is it's 2:15 in the morning for me. So, I don't want to have your street address or even your city or your state or but maybe your time zone. So yeah, it's always good to know, if people are on the West Coast and it's, 11:15 in the morning, but they're, whatever. OTC, Santa Joe, what's up, OTC? Do you So there was a red flag. The session started 15 minutes ago, 16 minutes ago. Joe, you can ask me anything you want. Well, that's cool, but you know what I mean. Like I can, sometimes, anyway, you know what I mean. Like, oh wow, what time zone are you? And then you go California. I'm like, oh, I got married in California. I was in the redwood forest, and then you go, oh yeah, I know. So that kind of stuff, it can feed into. Anyway, I think it's the open internet. I completely think this is the open internet. It's not an intimate room. I do not consider it an intimate room. People can hack in, people can lurk, people can, and not everybody's innocent, not everybody's nice, not everybody's, that kind of stuff. So so let's see. I might, if you don't mind, I apologize, but I'm going to just go through the comments. I know it's repeating myself. I do that a lot, and people are like, why are you posting that again? But anyway, it's my stream. I'm going to do what I want. So I do apologize. I'm going to try to catch up. I usually get way behind, but these are pretty. So anyway, I'll hope to. So anyway, 10 minutes ago, Pointer Lover said, hi, Joe, with a blue heart. That was very nice. And I couldn't read the emoji. So she says it's a hand wave. So I think that's, and I'm sorry I say genders too. So maybe I'll just say Pointer Lover said yes. And that was very nice. And then Pointer Lover, I'm not over the top, but I do watch a lot. Yee-hee. Yeah, over the top. That's not it, And then Sterling, hello. And I was asking about time zones, but don't, it's the open internet. Don't give me too much. What time zone are you at? It's 2:17 for me. So what time and some of them I know, so if I know your time zone and things like that. But Pointer Lover, yes, I have it, which is F1 TV Pro, which is cool. Pointer Lover, Sterling, hello. And Sifa, hey. I don't know your real voice. Oh, yeah, I guess I do know your voice. So I always like to do voice inflections, which is not voices. And I can't, what's that called? I can't do impressions and stuff. But so anyway, oh, that's 5 minutes ago. So I'm still a little behind. So Pointer Lover said Sifa. And then Sifa said, oop, how come this doesn't work all the time? And then Sifa said, hey, Pointer Lover. And then Sifa says, it's good to see you too. Yes, I did. Okay, cool. And then OTC, what's up, OTC? I know I asked you yesterday, and I might keep repeating myself, but I know you know a lot about NASCAR. I'll forget, and my memory is just shot. My memory does not work. So OTC, if you told me your favorite NASCAR driver, I will probably have already forgotten. But I don't believe you told me anything about Formula One yet. So do you have a favorite in Formula One? Again, if you told me last night, I apologize. But I always like to know people's favorite driver and team and car constructor. They're called constructors in Formula One. Close to car manufacturer, not quite the same, but pretty close to a car manufacturer. A little different. They start with a chassis and then they build the car. So it is a constructor. It is a constructor. So Joe, you can ask me anything you want. And then Sifa, hi, OTC, and OTC, hi, everybody. And Pointer Lover, OTC. And Pointer Lover, I'm in Michigan, and it's 2:17. Have you been to, I've been to Michigan International Raceway a few times. I don't know how many times, maybe 3 or 4 or 5 times, something like that, in Brooklyn. I love going to go to Brooklyn, New York for Formula E. That's where that's where Formula E used to be in the United States and in North America. It used to go to Brooklyn, but as of last year, I think was the last year. They haven't replaced it with a race yet, I don't believe. But anyway, that's the famous Brooklyn for me, is Brooklyn, New York. It's super cool for Formula E. I went to every race. It was about six races and stuff. So Sifa, I like that you read through them. Yeah, me too. I like to too, but you know, when I'm way behind, I never catch up. So people are coming and going and they're like, "Oh, Joe, I got to leave." And I'm 5 minutes behind. Like right now, Sifa, yours is 2:17. So that's only 3 minutes ago. So I'm not too far behind. But anyway, I thank you for saying that. I like to do it. It's my OCD. See, you can't say you don't know my voice anymore. Now, I may not remember your voice. I don't play that every day. I'd have to play it more than once a day to recall it and go. So yes, NASCAR I enjoy. Which, by the way, OTC, these streams, it's Saturday morning for me. Most people probably call this Friday night, but this is Saturday morning for me. So yesterday morning, Friday morning, and the day before, Thursday morning. These 3 days were Formula One preseason testing. All started at 1:45. I pre-scheduled them. It was really cool. I have not pre-scheduled NASCAR yet, which I'm kind of pissed off because it helps me to pre-schedule. People get notifications. I just get overwhelmed and I get too many things going on and then I don't follow through with everything. But anyway, there's a few things going on this weekend, which I hope to stream all of it. There's I don't see that thing right around here, but anyway, there's NASCAR is at Auto Club Speedway this weekend in Fontana, California, which is Pacific time, 3 hours behind here. There's 2 series there this weekend, NASCAR Cup Series and NASCAR Xfinity Series. So that's 2 races. And Daytona 500 had the exception as far as the format goes. But I don't know, don't quote me, but I think they're getting back to, for most all other races besides plate tracks, which they're not called plate tracks anymore. But anyway, I'll explain that later. But so the practice and qualifications is together. So anyway, for today, is it Saturday? Holy shit, that's today. So there's a noon. This is all Eastern Standard Time. So noon, 2 p.m., and then 5 p.m. are the 3 streams that I want to do this today for NASCAR. Noon and 2 will probably be the same stream. I'll just stay on and do both practices and qualifications for both series. And then Xfinity race, I'll probably log off, hopefully quite a bit time before, maybe take a break and stuff, and then log back on. And then tomorrow is the NASCAR Cup Series race. So that's the 4 NASCAR things. I haven't scheduled them all, but that's what I hope to do. Anyway, that was a long explanation. So Pointer Lover, I've been to MIS in Brooklyn. I always have, because of my OCD, I always find out interesting things. And I'll start with the most extreme interesting thing. I forget the details now. But anyway, in IMSA car series, one of the tracks is called Road Atlanta. Road Atlanta. It's in the Atlanta area. It's actually in a different town, Brazelton, Georgia. And Brazelton, the city, anyway, I forget what it is. I'll have to refresh my memory. But Brazelton, anyway, the track and the city, Brazelton, Georgia, is in 4 counties. The track is in 4 counties. And the city, Brazelton, Georgia, which isn't huge, is in 4 counties. Though they're both in. So I'm like, holy moly, that just blows me away. Anyway, if you can't tell, Pointer Lover, I think it's very interesting that MIS is in 2 counties. And that was the first time I experienced the track that was in more than 1 county. I'm like, wow, what do they do with tax? And what do they do with, I mean, it's what's it called? Who are the select board? The politicians. Who helps make rules about the track when it's 2 different counties. So it can get a little tricky. So anyway, I'm caught up on the comments. It says 1 person. I hope I didn't scare everybody away. I assume SIFA, OTC, and Pointer Lover are probably still actually here. So I guess my 1 is actually wrong. I don't know, but and you don't have to say, yes, I'm here. I don't mean to fish for comments. I just get real nervous, like, oh no, did I do something wrong? Like, for example, 2 mornings ago, Thursday morning, I got into some trouble. I got a warning as far as what I was sharing. I was sharing the Formula One F1 TV Pro stream, and that was not okay to do. I'm still here. Yeah, I'm sorry. I keep doing that. But it says 1. So, I mean, you're 1 for sure, but it's weird. Those numbers, anyway, they used to be so accurate, or I thought they were. So, okay, I'm going to go off screen. If anything exciting, I mean, Pointer Lover, again, if you have, 3 TVs set up around you and 2 laptops and 2 devices, and you're watching everything. And if something exciting happens in the race, or, in the pre-season testing, feel free to yell it out to me and say, hey, Joe, look, something happened. Because I won't be watching that all the time. I'm hearing it, but I can't multitask. So when I'm talking to y'all, I don't really listen to what's happening in my ear. It's very distracting, but I don't listen and blah, blah, blah. So feel free to let me know if something's happening. So I'm going to go off screen. The numbers don't ever match up. Yeah, man, that's so weird. That's so weird. It's, I'm disabled, but I'm not dumb. And I have a bachelor's of science in engineering science, but I almost had a master's of engineering in engineering science. Anyway, I think logically, and it seems like that counter would be the easiest thing to program. That would be the easiest thing. Someone comes into the stream, add 1. Someone leaves the stream, deduct 1. It seems like it'd be the easiest thing to do in the world, but who knows? I don't do it. So yeah, thank you for letting me know that. I always look at the 0 and I'm like, it says 0. And then people start talking to me and I'm like, okay, someone's here. I know someone's here. So, and I don't say that. I love when people talk to me. I just get frantic sometimes. So, okay. So I'm going to go off screen. I'm going to be on screen for you. Ooh, it's 2. It went up to 2. Welcome to the viewers, the listeners, all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to go off screen. So I am now off screen. I'm looking at the leaderboard. So it has Hulkenberg, number 1, Piastri, number 2, Russell, number 3, Drugovich, number 4. I think that's how you pronounce his name. Drugovich, number 4, Bottas, 5, Leclerc, 6, Perez, 7, De Vries, 8. And then the next 2 don't have a best time. They have segment 1, 2, and 3, and segment 2 and 3. So Albon's number 9 and Gasly's number 10. So they all have medium tires except number 8 and 9. They all have medium tires except for De Vries and Albon have soft tires. And again, it's testing. So they, I'm back on screen now. So OTC, I'm still here too. Cool. Just listening. Cool. The number went up to 3. Oh my goodness. So, by the way, I am streaming to 6 different streams, and I'm pretty new. It's hard to describe my history, and I get hung up on details, and then there's exceptions to everything I say. But roughly, I'm pretty new to YouTube Live, roughly, and I'm brand new to StreamYard. So I don't quite understand everything, but I'm streaming to 6 streams. And some of those platforms, I have a fair amount of following, and so like I said before, I'm streaming to Facebook profile, and for some reason I have a second Facebook. So I have Facebook page, and then I have LinkedIn profile, and then YouTube with no descriptor, just YouTube by itself, Twitch with no descriptor, and Twitter with no descriptor. Currently today and yesterday, Twitter's having some problems. Like I said, I thought I followed up with all the emails, all the tweets. I thought I took care of everything from Thursday's warning that I got as far as what I was sharing. And I thought I cleared everything up. But for some reason, Twitter didn't start today, and it didn't start yesterday. Yesterday, I started 1 minute late. So I'm like, oh, maybe that's why they didn't start. But today I started exactly on time, and it didn't work. So anyway, I guess there's something I have to still follow. Anyway, generally, Twitter is my largest platform. Now, I'm going through some changes, and so I'm not doing consistent streams. So, my numbers have dipped a bit, but I'm new to Twitch myself too. I don't understand it at all. It's just I had an account and I was able to add the stream, and so but Twitch is notorious for games, notorious for underage people, and notorious for inappropriate sex stuff. So I'm like, oh golly, that's not what I want. I just want to get some viewers, and so anyway, I'm still learning. Like all the platforms, I can stream to them and then later look at the numbers and see what's happening and stuff, but I haven't figured out how to do Twitch. So yeah, Twitch is I've been on YouTube Live with StreamYard. When I first started doing StreamYard, I would do one YouTube stream and then one StreamYard stream, and then one YouTube stream and one StreamYard stream. And even though the YouTubes were far bigger than the StreamYards had many more features. So then I just started doing StreamYards. Plus I'm paying for it. So I'm like, well, if I'm going to pay for it, I better start using the features. So anyway, I forget what I was saying. So anyway, my numbers here, which is YouTube, is what we're mostly all looking at, is YouTube, even though it's within StreamYards. Those numbers have never gotten over 12 or 15 or 17 or something like that. But my Twitter, and again, my numbers have dipped because I'm not doing things consistent. But when I first started this, have you heard of the new platform called Rumble? I have not. I used to, and I'm disabled. I'm OCD. I need to overanalyze everything. So this isn't normally what I do, but I guess I've been doing it the last several years. If I would hear about a live streaming app, I would immediately go to the app store, download it, open an up account, and stream immediately. And I have streamed on 37 platforms or 42 platforms. I've streamed on a ton of them. So, and some have come and gone and they're dead, or but I haven't heard of Rumble yet, but the other ones that are kind of I forget the names, but anyway, there's been 1, 2, or 3 that I've downloaded in recent weeks and set up an account, but I didn't stream. So anyway, yeah, I thank you. I'll probably look into Rumble and see I don't like the word Rumble. I'm not really into fighting, if that's what the Rumble refers to, but yeah, I just by hearing the name, it kind of turns me off. But anyway, that's my impulsivity of I gotta say my opinion. But yeah, so I'll check it out. Anyway, when my number now says 2, which that's never current, but it's low. Let's just say I have less than 6 people. Out in Twitter, I would have, let's just say I streamed for 2 hours. So at Twitter, and again, my numbers have dipped. This isn't currently true right now, but Twitter would have about 150 to 200 viewers at any moment. And they would have 3,000 to 4,000 viewers throughout the 2 hours. So I'm like, a lot of YouTube creators have been talking about it. That's cool. Especially, I love CDT. She could, she could say jump off a bridge, and I'd be the first one to jump off that bridge. And ATS, I love them. So, and then that other Alex, I really like her too. So, so anyway, yeah, that's I used to, when I first got involved, I was watching. I didn't jump on the StreamYard immediately. I did get, I was frantic, and I wrote an email to Brittany, and I'm like, hi, you don't know me, but boy, I'd love to get on the StreamYards. Can you help me? And blah, blah. And I think I scared her off a little bit with my email. I'm frantic. And, but anyway, so I was doing a lot of viewing for YouTube Live. I wasn't doing a lot of streaming. And so I would watch, I don't know the numbers now, but I was probably watching 40 to 50 to 60 hours a week, every week on YouTube Live. And I would watch 80 different streams. And any crime sleuther, I followed everybody. I followed absolutely everybody. And I go to the top notification. I do that top button. And I was like, yes, I want notifications. So I was finding, and I don't pick sides. I don't like to, if you hate someone, then I'm going to hate someone. I'm not into that. I have a brain. I can think for myself. I can decide for myself. So, anyway, it was pretty amazing, all the different things that were going on. And it was pretty cool. I learned a lot, and, I would view, and I got onto a couple panels. Actually, there are a couple panels that I got on very often, and those were very helpful. There was one I really wanted to get onto their platform, and I did it wrong. I later found out I was just supposed to invite myself onto the panel instead of, asking for permission in advance. But that's just the way I am. I'm not, I'm uncomfortable. I don't get into any of the drama. Yeah, it's weird. I mean, I kind of shy away from the word drama, but I mean, I look at it as, personality conflicts. That's what it is. I mean, no human loves everybody, and not everybody can love a human. There's just challenges, but I think people need to stand up and just say, this is who I am. If you can't accept it, move on, or don't, it's not like you have to melt if someone says something bad about you. And I mean, I get anxious, I get, I've taken on, the one gentleman that I seem to have problems with every time he comes in here to support me. I'm like, please go away. Don't support me. I don't want to talk to you. You threatened me, and I don't want to talk to you. And he's like, oh, you drank the Kool-Aid. And I'm like, I'm not. I've got a brain. I do my own thing. So anyway, I think we all have drama. I mean, I think we all have, we have opinions. We have people we like, we don't like, that kind of stuff. So, and, people feel, if there's a very popular person and they've promoted a lot of people and helped, send them off to be a YouTube liver, they feel, some connection, and they're like, golly, and it's like raising kids, you let them fly. And if they come back later and they return, then, you can't hold on to them forever. They got to stream themselves. And, that was tonight. There's 3 streams going all at once. And I'm like, oh man, I got to choose which one I'm going to listen to. But, but anyway, I wasn't going to be getting into the drama and stuff, but yeah, I do plenty of stuff. I'm disabled. I'm OCD. I can drill down in the rabbit holes. I don't let things lie. I don't I don't, like, I have a lot of mods, and a lot of them have shown up, and recently barely any of them show up, but that's okay. I mean, but it's just, if I don't like a creator, I don't talk bad about them. I just don't go to their streams. Yeah, that's kind of a good way to do it. Again, I have opinions, and if they push on me, I'm going to push back. So yeah, I will push back, but it's and if I feel that I was wronged, which again, that's what the hell, I'm hypersensitive. I'm ultra sensitive. So, I feel like I'm wronged a lot. So anyway, so yeah, I don't, it's hard to explain. I've been live streaming for a long time, for 8 years, 9 years, 10 years on many different platforms. And I never grew to an enormous following. And that's probably because of me and my personality. I've always said, I've got a great mission and cause. I would love to have a manager. I would love to have an agent. I would love to have someone that can smooth my edges off, and I would explode. I would be enormous. It's a great message and blah, 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 blah. But I get in the way of myself. Yeah, OTC. I found you on T Red channel, and he's a rock star. I mean, that was, it was stimulus overload for me. It was he had me as a guest panelist, and it was multiple days. It was like 5, 7, 9, 11 days that I was a guest panelist. He wanted to make me an administrator, and I'm like, whoa, you don't know me. I don't, you don't know me. Don't make me an administrator. No, I will not take administration. And he never did. And I'm not going to do anything. But yeah, it was just like, we just don't know that. So, but yeah, it was stimulus overload. I'm very opinionated. I think a lot about what I think about and what I feel, and I'm very passionate about it. So there was lots of situations when I was on panels that my opinion would be pretty different than other panelists, and then also the chatters. So I was almost always defending myself, and I was like, I don't want to defend myself. I mean, especially they'd go, hey, so what's your perspective? What do you think about this? And they were asking for it, and I freely gave it. But for me, I'm disabled. I'm uptight. Anxiety is a couple of my diagnoses is anxiety. So I get really anxious. I'm like, it wore on me to always be the opposing opinion. And, like Robert's rules, Robert's rules in a meeting, and I'm going to butcher this, but roughly if you have 20 people at a Robert's rules meeting and everybody discusses, and 15 people are the majority and 5 people are the minority, only the minority get to speak. They're the only ones that can bring up their point. The majorities aren't listening to because they're majority. So you only listen to the minority. It would be boring if everyone felt the same way. And I agree with you. It was just brand new. Everything was brand new. YouTube Live was brand new to me. StreamYards was brand new to me. T-Rev was brand new to me. OTC was brand new to me. It was all just really brand new stuff. And I was just like, holy shit, and it was, and I, that my nickname, OTC keeps calling me Santa, my nickname was Santa. And I was like, just, I hate Santa. Don't call me Santa. But, they're like, no. So yeah, I'm talking. Yeah. I mean, I know, it's good to have different opinions, but and I don't know, in T-Rev, he miraculously, his numbers are astounding. I don't know what they are. It's like 80,000 subscribers and 2,000 people watching the stream or something. The numbers are off the charts, and he addresses every comment. I would be lost. Forever. I would never see me on a current comment if I read every single comment. Not now, it's pretty intimate, but I did grow a little bit initially, especially with the Idaho Forest. So I would be 15, 20 minutes behind on comments. And that would just, I don't think that's fair when people are coming and going and they're like, oh, Joe, I got to go. And then 15 minutes later, I read that and I'm like, oh, I didn't say goodbye. Thanks for, golly, I wish I knew, So I try to do anyway. So, it was spectacular. And then, Lost Souls, I was on her panel for quite a few nights too. And it was a different feeling. Of course, she's calming and she's got a calm voice. And, But yeah, it gets stressful when you always have to defend yourself. And they never was saying, we're the prosecutor and you're the defendant, so you got to defend yourself. But it was just, and there was this other panelist that did have, he seemed to have problems with me. And I was like, he would cuss a lot. And then one time he used the N-word and he wouldn't back down. And I said, well, the next time I hear that word, I'm going to immediately log off. I'm even if I'm in mid sentence, I will not explain myself. If I hear the N-word again, I will immediately log off and I will never interact with you again. And they, of course, had to tell me why it's okay for a Caucasian person to use the word, and which I don't agree with. Of course, I don't really even like when African Americans use the word, but they at least have a right to the word. Anyway, so it was always this animosity, and I'm like, and again, it was a privilege to be on the panel, and I loved it, and it ended not perfectly, and it didn't end perfectly, and whatever. There's this phrase, I'm an addict, alcoholic. I wouldn't say I'm in recovery, but I don't drink and do other drugs anymore. And I haven't for quite a few 24 hours a day, but I'm not really, I have left streams because that word too. Now I'm assuming you're always just a viewer, which I appreciate that you do that. But as a viewer, you're pretty passively involved with the stream. I think as a panelist, you're making a huge statement. I'm saying I will log off if you use that again. And it ended up, I didn't do this. It ended up, he never came back on panel again. I didn't cause that. But he never, and I think that's still true today. I don't know. I don't go over there anymore, but I would like to. I would love to. And I've emailed, I've gotten my stuff out there. But anyway, so I'm not really in AA. I don't go to meetings and stuff, but I'm, and I learned a ton from Alcoholics Anonymous and the big book and, all that stuff, the 12 steps and the 12 traditions. And I mean, it's phenomenal. I'm extreme, but I think every human being in the world, regardless of their situation, every human being can benefit from the 12 steps and the 12 traditions. It's a way of life. It's a great way to live your life. It's accountability. It's everything. It's so you have been on a panel. So yeah, that would be I'm going to drop out. So, and I know, I mean, I'm again, that's what I mean. I won't let it just lie. I've seen many panelists, and who knows if they're really sick and they got a headache and so they want to leave the panelists, or if they're just done with talking about they were all right. I'm all over the place. I'm not true crime panelist. So that's cool. I don't know if you've ever streamed. I love encouraging, and I did this in Meerkat. YouTube Live is new to me, and I've streamed forever. I've streamed forever, but in Meerkat, which was that really was a community, and everybody loved each other, and everybody supported each other. There was still drama and stuff, but we, so I was always like, I think every person ought to stream live once. Just stream live. Just try it. You don't have to show yourself. You can show your feet, which became a thing in its own. We didn't realize, or I guess we could have figured out that feet were going to become a fetish, but people didn't want to show their face, so they'd show their feet, and they'd show their kitchen window, and they'd show a plant, and they'd show their meal, and so I was like, everybody ought to live stream, and I believe that today. But it is the live internet. Anybody can come in, anybody can make a comment, anybody can do whatever they want. So but anyway, so that's cool. I'm glad to hear. And I don't really do this much anymore. But when I went to Idaho, I think, I don't know what you've seen, everybody in my chat, Pointer Lover and everybody else. But I went out to Idaho. First I went to Pennsylvania, because that's where Brian was first caught. And so I went there for about a week or two, or I have it on my calendar, a week or two, something like that. And then I went out to Idaho for 2.5 weeks. So there was a time that I was calling myself a crime sleuther. What's true crime? I mean, everybody, like a real alcoholic. Oh, if only everybody was a real alcoholic. I don't know what true crime is. That's not a word I'm going to use. I mean, it's just, but crime sleuthing, I was okay with. I was like, yeah, I can do that. So, anyway, since I've come back from Idaho, I was kind of, and like I said, I'm hypersensitive, and I'm a victim. I'm always a victim. I ought to get back to the Formula One here, but as you can tell, I can get off topics, and for me, all my topics, I mean, I write too much in the description, and I run out of characters, but I try to say any topic is the topic of my stream. I can talk about whatever I want. So it is, people are like, wait, I thought it was preseason testing. And it is, we can't show it and stuff. But anyway, so am I gonna try to go out to Idaho in June? I might. I think I'm too sensitive for crime sleuthing and true crime. I think there's and again, I don't use the word drama. I just say it's personality conflicts. But for me, I think there's just too many cattiness. There's too many, I was the first person to say that, so I'm right, and no one else believed that, Murdoch was innocent. I was the first to say he's innocent, and it's like, who cares who said it first? We're all, no one. Sifa, the N word. I was talking about the N word. Yeah. So, yeah. Sorry, you might have come in and out. So the N word was spoken when I was on a panel, and I immediately said, I'm not okay with that. And they said, well, that's the way I grew up. That was the neighborhood I was in. And I'm like, well, I don't think any non-African American can use that word. I don't like when they do, but they have a right to it. And I said, the next time I hear it, I would step out of the thing. Anyway, it's kind of, so Sifa, the N word, of course. Oh my God. Yes. I hate that word. Yeah. And I mean, I have a list of, it's in my, my rules. I'm extreme. I could list rules forever of what, I was a substitute teacher. Well, I see your faces, Pointer. Of course you hate it. I hate that word too. Thank you for not supporting that. Yeah. Amen. So, I used to be a substitute teacher, and I did it for about 5 years. And, I was like kindergarten cop. I was real extreme and, uptight and stuff, but I did all grades from kindergarten through 12th grade and all topics. I'm really good at math and science and stuff, but I would never support that. Yeah. Amen. And, so I was always a little different. And, I would, I forget the details, but I think a school year is 164 days or something like that. It's 176 days or something. And so I would substitute teach about 120 days out of 176 days. So I was there most every day. So they couldn't play the typical. Anyway, when you work at a public school, you're going to hear the F word. And I was a babysitter. I mean, it was every topic. It was every topic. I did every topic and every grade. But I think it's babysitting. I did find a niche. I also was a therapeutic foster parent, and I'm disabled. So I found niches, and I usually worked with my niche were teenage boys, usually one at a time, that were on an IEP. So they, and they were pretty extreme, but that's also who I was living with. So I was living with teenage boys one at a time. And then I was substitute teaching a lot. But I did everything over the 5 years. I did every school. There's like 8 schools in the school district, and I worked at all of them, and blah 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 blah. So anyway, you hear the F word and the S word and the H word, and there's all these words. So every class that I am, as soon as I hear the F word, I say, and I'm rusty at this. I can't really do this, but I'd be like, what's way worse than the F word? And they're like, nothing. What are you talking about? What do you, and I might even say the word. I probably didn't say the word, but I would say, what's worse than the F word? And they're like, nothing's worse than the F word. And I was like, what's a lot worse than the F word? F word is stupid and hate. And I can't. And, and I had a list. I can't think of them now, but I had a list of about 7 or 8 things. And I said, if you say hate, you are going to the principal's office. If you say I can't, you are going to the principal's office. And they're like, what are you talking about? So I can say the F word. And I'm like, well, I'm not really concerned that you say the F word. So what? It shows that you're not learning the English language. Think up another word. What are you trying to say? Why don't you use a different word? So it was really wild. People are like, what is this person doing? And then they, I was quirky and idiosyncratic. And so they got to like me, and they, so they're all like, don't say, so they would police each other, when people would say, I hate this. And it'd be like, nope, 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 nope. Maybe you dislike that, or, so it was, I wouldn't say funny, but it was interesting to get these kids to think out of the box about it's only cuss words that we can't say. I was like, no. Oh, anyway, since I am a person of disabilities, primarily invisible disabilities, I mean, the word I hate the most is the N word. That's the word I hate the most. But a really close second is the R word. The R word. I don't know if everybody knows what the R word is, but it means intellectually disabled. And I go ballistic when I hear that. They will be immediately arrested. They will be taken out of the classroom. You sit here until you think of another word, be survivor. How's your hair? Hello, Joe. I'm here. It's good to see you. By the way, B, if you want to do and I say this every time, but B, if you ever want to do a panel, please come up, because I know, typing, our deal. I don't like to type. You don't like to type. We do better talking. So feel free to come up as panelists if you want. I'm talking about things that aren't related to Formula One, but be survivor. It's good. What, your hair? Oh, cool. That's good to hear. And oh, you don't like the N word either, or I'm sorry, the R word. Yeah. So, but it's interesting, I think, because we have our own list of words, like hell and shit. And I know damn can get real controversial because that's close to GD, and a lot of people are really against GD. I'm a recovering Catholic. It's not super concerning to me, but I know some people that are very concerned about that word. But anyway, it's interesting that just humans, that we all have our own list, so anyway, be survivor, Sifa, and pointer lover, be survivor. And be survivor. Hey, pointer lover. And, as all 3 of y'all probably know, pointer lover came over to our Discord, or, whatever. It's kind of intimate. Hopefully it'll grow over time. Hopefully I'll get more, lost souls people over there, or get Brittany's people over there. It'll slowly grow. But it's good to have pointer lover over there. And I know Be Survivor, you love Discord. Did I say Discord? I meant to say Discord. But you love Discord, and you also love the audio channel. So anyway, I'm going to go off screen and talk about George Russell's number 1. I don't want to talk about him. But okay, I'll go off screen. So I am off screen. You can still see me. Practice 3, session 1. It's live. It's got 3 hours, 16 minutes, and 10 seconds left. So that means it's been about 59 minutes so far. George Russell is number 1. Pierre Gasly is number 2. Gasly was way low the first 2 days. So and it's testing. Speed is not always what they're testing. It's test days, so they can test absolutely everything. So the fastest car could be 10th, could be the last place car. So it's not all about speed. But that's one of the things we're going to look at, whether it's really true at all. So, okay, so George Russell, number 1, Pierre Gasly, number 2, Checo, Sergio Perez is number 3, whose nickname is Checo or Chico. I think it's Checo. 4, Hulkenberg. 5th, Piastri, I think is how you pronounce it. 6, Leclerc. 7, Drogovic. I don't know how to pronounce that. Drogovic. I think it's Drogovic. 8, Bottas. 9, De Vries. I think it's De Vries. 10, Albon. And they all have best laps. So those are the top 10, and that's all there's going to be in the morning session. There's 10 drivers. Anyway, each session, each team can only have 1 driver. So it's 10 teams, 2 drivers each for the year, but for these, you can only have 1. So max, it's going to be 10 per session. So they have all 10 with a lap right now. So I'm going to go back on screen. So it will grow with time. Yeah, and I'm an uptight kind of person. So, the drama will grow since it will grow. And I'm not looking for the way I look at Discord, which I know so little about Discord, and I'm frantic and I want to learn as much as I can. But the way I look at Facebook is I think Facebook is a necessary evil. I don't like it. I'm not comfortable with it. I don't really know all its features, but I just think everybody has to be on it, especially if I'm going to be a personality and I'm going to live stream and things like that. And so Discord, in the same things, I think it says, I think for Discord, I think it's a necessary evil. I think I'll need it for my community of live streams, and I'll probably be doing, I cannot believe that I'm not on TikTok yet. I definitely have to add TikTok to my repertoire. I'm trying to get to 1,000 followers so I can go live. I'm like I went from like 13 followers to 700 or 650. And I'm like, yes, this is great. And then the NASCAR season ended. So I haven't grown much since then. So I have to get to 1,000 so I can go live. But anyway, so I think I'll need it to tie everything together. So B Survivor says, if the drama grows, I will just close my eyes. But you're my bouncer, B Survivor. I know you're my blue wrench. You're my mod, but I know I know you're, I forget how you describe yourself, but you close your eyes. You do not have to be a bouncer. I was just trying to be funny. So anyway, let's see here. 23. I don't know who that is. Sorry. So B Survivor, I'll bounce with closed eyes. We were talking about stuff earlier, and I never finished. I was saying, I have some mods, and I don't stream consistently enough for them to be there all the time. So I used to have a lot more mods show up, but not as many show up anymore because I'm just not consistent. And but some, like Sifa is a really strict mod, and he wants to make sure no one, he wants to keep it clean and stuff, which is great. I appreciate that. But like, just for example, peen pictures. I think most everybody here knows what a peen picture is. So when people come into my backstage and then they turn their camera on and they have a peen or some other part of their body showing, it doesn't bother me. I'm like, okay, well, I don't know you, so I wasn't going to invite you up onto the panel anymore. And I know you can do filters or whatever it is, but so anyway, I'm not that strict. Yeah, I don't need. I'm sorry. I just use words and then they come out and I blurt out things and I say stupid stuff. And so, yeah, I'm not strict. You're fair. I don't know. Okay. I'm going to stop describing you. I don't know how to describe you. So, you describe you. So anyway, I think it's cool to have all sorts. You get some that do this and some that do that, some that share links. I think Sif is really good at sharing links and stuff. And again, this is 6 weeks ago when I was doing Idaho 4 a lot, and there was a lot more traffic. I'm, like Daytona 500 last weekend was a huge jump in my numbers. 2 nights ago or 2 mornings ago when I did preseason testing day 1 of 3, 2 days ago, was huge, but that's because I was showing the stream. And so yeah, I mean, I'm gonna figure out, am I gonna do what's it called? Am I gonna do crime sleuthing? Am I only gonna do Idaho 4, which I've always said I'm not gonna do anything other than Idaho 4, but that's just not true. I mean, as of a week ago, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, I'm hooked on Murdoch. I'm hooked on him. Liza, thank you, Liza. You got me hooked on it. I think she's watched all 22 days or 27 days or whatever it is, but I probably started watching consistently about 10 days ago, which I have an opinion about that, by the way. I think it's not going to turn out well. I think it's going to be a hung jury. I think that prosecution, and I know this is Formula One, so I should probably get back to Formula One, but that prosecution was horrendous. He talked too much about oh yes, I watched him on the stand. He's a character. Boy, is he. But yeah, it's whew. And there's some people that just won't clarify what there's one person that I've heard them say this exact opinion about Murdoch. She would say he will not be found guilty. Or I'm butchering the quote, but they would say, but he's guilty, but they won't say, oh, okay. No, their quote is, he didn't pull the trigger, but he's guilty, but they won't clarify that. Like he's guilty in the financial stuff, or he's guilty about the murders, but he didn't pull the trigger. And I think plenty of people think that way, but he didn't. What is it? Loose lips sink big ships or whatever. If there was someone else that was supposed to do this for Alex, that would have come out. We would already know if someone else tried to do this. So anyway, okay, enough about Alex. I guess they're coming back in session on Monday, and it probably will go through Wednesday. But I think you always add 2 or 3 days or weeks or months, no matter what they say it's going to end. Right. What did I say? I probably said 37 things, but yeah, right. I think it's going to be a hung jury. Is that what you're saying? Yes, I think it's but yeah, that prosecutor was horrendous. I mean, he would ask 5 questions. He wouldn't let Alex answer, which I don't like Alex at all. We all know he's a jerk. I think he's a murderer. But we all know he's a jerk. I don't like him at all. But that prosecutor sucked. He would ask 5 questions. He wouldn't yeah, hung jury. Yeah, I assume. Yeah, that's and that means they can try him again, but it'll be the same stupid stuff. Sled still screwed up, and everybody was like, "Oh, hello, Mr. Murdoch. Oh, yeah, okay, we won't dust for this, and we won't dust for that, and we won't dust for this, and it'll be the same messed up, Anyway, George Russell's still on top, so Anyway, I'm all over the place. Okay, so OTC, I don't know if you ever did mention a driver. I don't think you have. But do you know anybody in Formula One? Who is your preferred driver in Formula One? Who do you like in Formula One? I think I've heard who you like in NASCAR. I can't remember. But so yeah, OTC, who do you like in Formula One? So I'll go off screen again. And, I mean, this is going for 4 hours, 15 minutes, which I usually just do the morning. But yesterday I went for a long time. But anyway, it's it's 8 3/4 hours for both sessions together. So, this will be changing a lot. But anyway, okay, I'm off screen right now. 3 hours, 5 minutes, and 19 seconds left. It shows 10 of 10 drivers. George Russell, number 1. Charles Leclerc, number 2. He's gone up the leaderboard. 3, Pierre Gasly. 4, Checo Perez. 5, Nico Hülkenberg. 6, Drugovich. I don't know his first name. 7, Piastri. I forget his first name. 8, Bottas. Valtteri Bottas. 9, De Vries or De Vries. I love him. He's from Netherlands. 10, Alexander Albon. He's trying to be the comedian of Formula One. He's pretty funny. But anyway, I think I went to 2 Formula One races last year. I wanted to, and I was planning to go to 3 or 4 this year, but I don't think I'm going to be able to, or I don't think I want to, or so yeah, I don't think I'll see how that works. I want to go. I wanted to go to Miami, Florida, Austin, Texas, and Las Vegas, Nevada. And Las Vegas, this is the first year for Las Vegas. Last year was the first year for Miami, Florida. This is the second year. And then Austin, we've been going for about 8, 9, 10 years. I think 2015 or 2014 or 16 or something like that. And I wanted to try Mexico, although I get nervous leaving the country because I think with my mouth, I think I will end up in jail. And, it's not the smartest thing to leave the country or leave my house, really. But I tend to get in trouble. But anyway, I was trying to figure out how to get to Austin, Texas, and I needed a bunch of money for gas and stuff. And it ended up, Mexico City was near that date. So I just checked Mexico City, and flights to Mexico were cheaper than, LOL, don't end up in jail, Joe. Yeah, I my mouth just can't, I just get in trouble. Oh, and I totally forgot about that. I plan to go to Montreal. I live on the East Coast. Bee Survivor and Sifa and people probably know where I live. But I live on the East Coast, and the closest Formula One track is Montreal, Canada. And I've been 4 or 5 times. And for Formula E, they used to go to Montreal, different track, but same city. And I went to that 2 or 3 times, which was awesome. The mayor just didn't like it, and one mayor decided, and then the next one took over, and she was like, "Nope, I'm not going to repeat that." So she got rid of it. But it was super cool. Anyway, the track's very close. It's 3.5 hours away or 2.5 hours away. It's really close. But I have to drive my entire state and then cross into Canada and stuff. And like I said, I'm I'm an addict alcoholic. And I used to go to Alcoholics Anonymous, the international conference, the international convention, and it would be all over. And one year is going to be at Canada. And so are the tracks the same length in NASCAR and Formula One? No, they aren't. All the tracks within, all the tracks in NASCAR are different lengths to themselves. And all the tracks within Formula One are all different tracks to themselves. So yeah, there's commonality, like NASCAR goes from point 2.512, just over a half a mile to 2.66 miles. And the whole thing, 2 half a miles, about 2.5 miles, about 5 at about a mile, 10 of them at about a mile and a half. A mile and a half was kind of standard for NASCAR. For Formula One, I don't have a feel for it, but they have a formula. They do the number of laps. Each race in Formula One, they do enough laps to hit, I think, 300 kilometers. It's European, so they talk kilometers. I don't know what that is for miles, but I think it's 180 miles or something. So there's a range. So in Formula One, they have different laps. So they'll do, and I'm just guessing. I don't quote me, but okay, yeah. So it's all over. But so they, some you do 49 laps, some you do 78 laps, and there's a range from 40 something to 70 something. So there's I know kilometers and I know how to convert it to miles, like for the one race, when they're talking about the one track, I can, but now that I'm looking at 23 tracks, and they're not called tracks, I guess they're called circuits. So 23 circuits, and because they're not necessarily tracks, they're not necessarily, they could be, the Monaco race is on the streets of Monaco, and the Miami race is on the streets of Miami, and the Las Vegas race will be on the streets of Las Vegas, downtown Las Vegas, where a red light, where you're driving in Las Vegas and you stop at a red light, that's going to be part of the track, that red light. So they have people going really fast on a street. So anyway, so yeah, they're all over. I think Monaco's the shortest. I think it's like 1.7 miles. And then I think Circuit Spa in Belgium. I think Spa is the biggest. I think it's 6.4 miles. So it's huge. There's a huge difference. Oh, that's so cool. Yeah, the street circuits. And it's there's challenges. Like every time we go to a new street circuit, there will always be a huge red flag the first session. So the first practice or the first qualification or the first anything, there's a huge red flag because of potholes, or not potholes. What are those? The sewer covers. What are those sewer covers called? Pot something. Anyway, so like they can be sucked up. Like these cars are going so fast, they can fly over one of those sewer tops and it pops off. And then that's huge. I mean, these cars are huge, but they can do a lot of damage. So they have to, screw them down. And, so, it's, there's dust and there's dirt and there are manholes. Yeah. Yeah. So that's it. So yeah, every new, so that's Las Vegas. Las Vegas will be in October or whatever. And it'll be, it'll be Intrigo. What's the first race at a place called? Inaugural, I think is the word. So so this will be the inaugural race in Las Vegas, and there is no doubt the first practice, there's going to be a huge red flag for manholes, for dirt, when you're walking around a city, there's potholes and there's divots and there's, the water drains, but usually the water is not draining perfectly. So they'll have rain and then there'll be puddles in the middle. It's a trip that they do it. It's a trip. So, and I don't have the number. I would have to guess. So if there's 23 races, that's 23 circuits or tracks or whatever. So out of 23 tracks, I would say 4 probably are street circuits. The other 19, and I'm just guessing, but the other 19 are an established circuit of sorts. It's not like NASCAR. NASCAR is a track. It's where are you at? Okay, so New Hampshire Motor Speedway, that's a track, and it has grandstands, and it has food, and it has parking, and that's a track. These Formula One things, it is set up for, but it's a airplane. It's a lot of these tracks are airports. They're because they're long and they're straight and they're but there's maintenance that anyway. So yeah, it's pretty cool. I don't know. Miami was an intense race last year. It's in May, so it's coming up. It's in like 2.5 months. So I have to decide pretty quickly if I'm going to go. And it was extremely intense, and it was phenomenal and phenomenally, incredibly off the charts in so many ways, but it was also very challenging. And I will have the same challenges. I will still be sleeping in the car. I will still be, milking Walmart for their parking lot. I'll still be walking into places that I'm not supposed to have access to. So it would be it wears me down. It wears me down. I try to apply for media credentials, and rarely I'm approved, and mostly I'm not. So it's like, F you, I'm just not going to apply. So anyway, I had wanted to do the 3 United States. I would want to do Miami, Austin, and Las Vegas. I can't afford gas to Austin and Las Vegas, and I probably can't afford to fly. So I probably won't do either of them. And then, and Florida is far too. But anyway, then I would do the other North America. I would do Mexico. And then the other North America, I would do Montreal. And that's the first 5. Now, the first race that I would make the big jump across the pond would probably be England, Great Britain. It would be Silverstone. It's in Spielberg, I think is the city. No, that's Austria. I can't think of the name. Oh, it might be Silverstone. That might be the town. That's not right. But anyway, that, as I was saying yesterday, Formula One and Formula E are based out of London. So that would be the reason I would go to Great Britain first. And it's the cheapest. I mean, it's not cheap, but if I were to get sponsors and partners to pay for my trip, a $380 or $480 flight is way better than a $2,700 flight to, Singapore or Budapest or Spielberg, Austria, so, I mean, some of those would be, kind of off the charts. So, Charles Leclerc went up to 2. So George Russell 1, Charles Leclerc 2, Gasly 3, Perez 4. Woo, woo, woo. So I'm going to go off. Oh, yes. Amen. Okay, so let's see here. So I'm off screen. I'm not off screen to y'all, but I'm off screen to me. Wow, that's gone down a lot. So Russell. I've got to be able to show this. Okay, so B and everybody else, I have several devices, and like I can be using my iPhone and iPad every day, 5 times a day for Discord and Signal and all this stuff. And then I go, oh shit, I have to add it to my laptop. And then I add it to my laptop. So I get into these, not ruts, but I do something and then I don't realize I have to do something else. Anyway, and like I said, Twitter's not streaming right now. I have to do some sort of follow-up. I don't know what it is. But anyway, I got onto my iPad this morning, which I don't know why this happened because I use it every day. But anyway, I get onto my iPad and I rebooted it, I think, or whatever. So I open up YouTube, and when they want to shut you down, it's, you click on YouTube and nothing comes up. It doesn't show you, nothing comes up. It's all, okay, you're in trouble. You need to do this. And so I hit it and I'm like, oh, fuck. And I just, I needed to talk to someone yesterday. And, some people have some power and they're smart and stuff. And so I was like, oh man, did they do something to me? And, that's paranoid. I mean, nothing happened to me. But anyway, so it said, you're warned and you got to do something. And I'm like, Jesus, I didn't show anything yesterday. So I, clicked, it's like, do you want to do this now or later? And so I was I want to do it now. So I clicked on it. Anyway, I was like, what did I do? Why don't they tell me what I did? So they finally put the date. So they said, it was 2 days ago. They said, 2:23 at 1:45 in the morning, you did this. And I'm like, oh, phew, okay. It's not new. It's the same thing. So I think it was just because, and I don't know if this is true, but it appears it's probably the first time I used YouTube on my laptop in the last 36 hours. So so again, like I said, I can be on Discord on my iPhone, and then I'm like, oh shit, I have to get on my laptop, which I just never think of it. I'm like, oh, okay, everything's set up. And I'm like, Signal's not on my laptop. So, and then, 5 years after I set up, Twitter, I'm still like, shit, it's not, it just takes me forever to set them up on every device so that I can, come and go and stuff. So, Logan Sargent from Williams is being interviewed. He's the American driver. He's the only American driver today. I think Pointer Lover told me yesterday, I think it was her who said that Scott Speed was the last American driver. I don't know what year that is. I have followed him sporadically, but I followed him pretty consistently the last, 8 to 10 to 15 years. So I don't think it was during that time. I think it was before that. Anyway, Formula One generally doesn't like America and Americans in the United States, even though 5 years ago an American company bought Formula One, but they're still, it's still all about Europe, So, and Williams is currently the worst driver. So anyway, so let me, as you can tell, I'm just itching to show there's no way in hell that this is banned. There's no way in hell. I know, Be Survivor, I shouldn't do it. So present, share screen. Okay, so I don't think this is a proprietary, or I don't know what the word would be. But I'll go through it. So full screen layout, and I'm going to go off screen so I can read it. So, okay, so this is practice 3, session 1 of practice 3. So it's in the morning. It shows 2 hours, 47 minutes, and 46 minutes and 57 seconds. So as you can tell, Charles Leclerc is number 1. His best time is 1:31.164. Now, the start of, I think at the end of yesterday and the day before, let me see. I think it was 1:30. Okay, one's 1:32 and one's 1:31. Okay, so that I guess I'm wrong. I thought they were all 1:33. So this is about the same. So, okay, Leclerc is 1:31, Russell 1:31, Gasly 1:32, Perez 1:33, Hülkenberg 1:33, Drukovich 1:33, Piastri, which, I mean, these seconds, I should be reading the 10th and the 100th and the 1000th, because these seconds, it's a joke that I'm only mentioning the seconds. So Djokovic 133, Piastri 133, Bottas 138. That's a huge jump. 5 seconds is a lifetime. De Vries 139 and Albon 140. And I don't know if you all can see the tires there, the red, yellow, and white. So 3 drivers are using soft tires, the S, the red, Leclerc, Russell, and Albon. 5 cars are using the medium, the yellow, Gasly, Perez, Hülkenberg, Piastri, De Vries, and 1 is using the hard. Oh, that says question mark. White is supposed to be hard. So 6, Djokovic is on T for testing. I think it's like an unidentified wheel, but you got to use it sometime. But they don't know what it is. It's just for testing. So it's a T that he doesn't know what it is. And then Bottas has a white with a question mark. But like I said, white is usually hard, but I don't know what it is. So anyway, this is fine, I think. I think it is. As you can see, there's that in the upper left-hand corner, but I don't think that's anything. This isn't proprietary. There's no freaking way that this can be a problem. But I guess the more I talk about it and the more I complain, it could probably bring it to the top. So anyway, I should probably stop talking about it and complaining. So remove from screen. Stops. Okay. So I'm going to go over the first 2 So I'm going to go over the first 2 testing. This is fine, I think. Now this is, of course. But okay, so let's see here. Exit full. So that's with me. I'm going to probably go off screen and off screen. So this is full screen. So I'm going to go off screen for you all, but I'm also going to go off screen for me and read this. So this is test 1. This is 2 days ago. So it has Max Verstappen, Fernando Alonso, the guy that used to be cute, according to Liza, Carlos Sainz, number 3, Charles Leclerc, number 4, Lando Norris, number 5. We haven't mentioned him much recently. 6, Lewis Hamilton. He's the one. Does he suck, or are they testing different things? Alex Albon, 7. Wow, he's usually at the bottom. So 7th is pretty good for him. Again, this is testing. They could be testing absolutely anything. 8 is Zhou Guanyu. 9 is George Russell. He's usually much higher than 9. Again, it's just testing. I'm going to keep saying that. Sorry. 10, Logan Sargent, the lone American. 11, Nico Hülkenberg. 12th, Valtteri Bottas. 13th, Nick de Vries. 14, Philippe. That's Djokovic's first name, Philippe. And he's Brazilian, Philippe Djokovic. Wow, Djokovic doesn't sound, what did I say? Brazilian. And then Yuki Tsunoda. I love him. He's so good. I like him. He's kind of volatile. So when he's hot, he's hot. And then when he's pissed off, anyway, he's pretty cool. So Pierre Gasly, Esteban Ocon. They're the 2 Frenchmen. You can tell by the flag. And they drive for Alpine. And they don't like each other. And so before they hired the 2 of them, they said, you both either need to get along with each other, or we're not going to hire you. And they went, okay, we'll try. So Oscar Piastri, I think that's how you pronounce it, and Kevin Magnussen. So that's 19 drivers out of 20. So number 14 there, Philippe Djokovic, is a reserve driver. He is not one of the 20 that drive normally. Lance Stroll, who drives for Aston Martin, which his father owns, or he's the majority owner, got hurt. So he's not driving at all this weekend. And then Perez, Sergio Perez, Checo Perez didn't drive at all yesterday, the first day. So it says 19. So Perez is out, and then Djokovic is taking Lance's. So that's why it's 19 instead of 20. So test 2 has did it work? So test 2, and there's 17. So the 3 missing, and because of Stroh, so it says 17. So there's kind of 3 drivers missing, but with Stroh, there's kind of 4 drivers missing. So Stroh is just out; he's not here. Bottas didn't drive, so he's one of them. Djokovic, which is kind of Stroh's replacement, but not necessarily. It didn't drive this yesterday, and Albon didn't drive. So that's the 3/4 that are not in the list. I hope that makes sense. Let me go back to let's go back to the top. And so this is test 2. This is yesterday, and this is session 1 and 2 combined. Like I say, each session, each team can only have 1 driver. So each session, it's 10 drivers, or up to 10 drivers. Some can, they can drive 1 lap, or I guess they could drive 0 laps. But anyway, so it's generally 10 drivers. And in the afternoon, it's 10 drivers, but it doesn't have to be 10 different drivers. So it's not necessarily 20, it's 17 as we decided. So, okay. So Zhou Guanyu, Alfa Romeo, which is Alfa Romeo got 6th last year out of 10 teams. So they're in mid-pack, lower mid-pack. So it's amazing that Zhou Guanyu was number 1. Again, even though it's testing, we can't really go on times, but that's mighty impressive that he's number 1. Number 2 is Max Verstappen. He should be on top. He was on top the first day. Fernando Alonso, 3rd. He was 2nd yesterday. Nick DeVries was way down the day before, so he's 4th. Nico Hülkenberg, I think, is a little higher than he was. Carlos Sainz, 6. 7, Logan Sargent. There's our American. 7 sounds good, especially because he drives for Williams, who is the 10th place team out of 10 comfortably. There's no. Let me group those things together here. Let me. Shit, where are those things? Ah, damn it. Where do these things disappear to? And I haven't drank anything, so I'm going to drink something here. Can you all see me? I think I'm off screen, but let me see. Sorry. Hey, sorry. I thought I was just off screen to me, but I was off screen to y'all too. So that was an extended period of time. Sorry about that. Now that tastes really good. What's going on here? Where's my goddamn thing? They're talking about porpoising again. I guess it's porpoising. There you are. Yeah, thanks. Thanks. I can't find it. Let me, I'm going to go off screen. Formula One. Standing constructors. Isn't he cute? Yuki Tsunoda. Let's see here. Share screen. Share screen. So I think I can. So anyway, that's Yuki Tsunoda from Japan and DeVries. So I love Yuki Tsunoda. It was a video. Let me see if I can do it again. There it is. He's moving. Huh? Isn't he cute? Okay, so I want to find my piece of paper so I can. So this is last year, 2022 constructors standings. So these are the 10 teams. So anyway, I like to circle what numbers are close to each other. Anyway, as you can tell, Red Bull was 759. They were way far away from everybody. And then Ferrari 2 and 3 and Mercedes. Ferrari and Mercedes were really close. 554, 515. That's not really close, but pretty close. And then the next two are pretty close. Alpine Renault and McLaren Mercedes, 173, 159. And then it drops pretty significantly. So Alfa Romeo is 6th and 7th, Alfa Romeo Ferrari and Aston Martin Armco Mercedes. They're both 55 points. So they are tied, so that's pretty close. The next two, 8 and 9, are within 2 points of each other. So Haas Ferrari is 37, AlphaTauri Red Bull something is 37 and 35. So they're 2 points. And then as you can tell, Williams, they're 8 points. So they're not anywhere close to anybody else. And so that's what I wanted to show you, that Liza Bell. What's up, Liza Bell? Woohoo, Liza Bell. Oh, he's adorable. Thanks, Peace Survivor. I hope you really mean that. I think he's cuter and shit. And he's 5'1" or 5'2" or he's real, and he's a pistol. He is volatile, and his English isn't really practiced yet. And you don't have to speak English. Like there's 10 teams, and one of them is based out of America. The other 9 are near London, but some are kind of based out of other countries besides England, even though they're in England. So anyway, so when he gets pissed off, you hear his, it's not smooth English, but he is something else. He's really he's adorable. Thanks, Peace Survivor. Yeah, I love his hair. That's funny. Thank you. So Liza Bell, hello, Liza Bell. How are you? Did you enjoy those other streams you went to? You're all over this time. JoeHart, hola. Yeah, I'm being serious. He's wicked cute. He was cute. He is cute. He is cute. Yuki. Yuki. Yuki Tsunoda. Yuki. Yeah, Yuki is great. So be survivor, Liza. And if y'all want to come up on panel, you can, so you don't have to type Liza and be survivor, and I can go backstage and do my stuff. So Liza, be survivor, hello, and Liza to Joe, hola, and be survivor. Yeah, I'm being serious. He's wicked cute. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. I didn't mean to laugh. I was just like, oh my goodness, someone thinks he's cute besides me. And I'm not, I don't, I don't care too much if someone agrees with me on someone being cute or not. But this is it's cliche to say breakout, but this is his breakout year. He's been driving for the same team, I think, for 2 or 3 years, and he kind of needs to perform this year or he won't be invited back. So that's a lot of pressure, but he's doing it. He's been doing it for 2 years, and most his challenges were caused by him. He's really volatile. So when he gets pissed off, he's all over the place. So fall asleep. So you fell asleep during those things. So yeah, you were over in I saw you in Valerie. What'd you think of that Valerie stream? Anyway, we're not supposed to talk about other streams, but I love Valerie. And it was just not a topic that I just didn't, it was an interesting topic for sure. So anyway, so yeah, so it's 3:46. Golly, is that late? Huh? So okay, Liza, if you want to see this cutie, do you want to? And I want the moving video. So let me get to the top here. So that's him. The guy in front there is. Whoa, what happened? So I think y'all can see that, right? Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to take me off screen. So that's full screen layout. And Liza, this is for you. So don't fall asleep. It might take me a second or two. So, okay, the guy in front, that's Yuki Sonoda. He's from Japan. Yuki, I think he's like 22 years old or 23 years old. He's really cute. And then DeVries. Sorry, I don't know his name. I used to know his name. He was in Formula E. So the guy in back, the one in blue, was the Formula E champion, Nick DeVries. And so he's new to the team. He's new to the series and to the team. Yuki is coming back to the same team. So anyway, okay. So I'm going to refresh. I'm going to refresh this so it will become a video. Okay. Sorry. That was a huge lead up. So, okay, let me go back off screen. So I'm going to hit refresh. So he's going to move. And it's probably 15 seconds. I don't know if there's noise. I'm going to turn it up to 100%, I think. Yeah, I don't know if there's noise or not. I don't know. So, okay, I'm going to refresh. So it's going to start moving. Okay, so 3, 2, 1. Yuki. That's probably New York, I think. There you go. There's Yuki and Nick. Yuki and Nick. How is it? Hot Mess. Hot Mess. How you doing? Long time no see. I've been all over the place. So, yeah, they're both. Yuki is the one, and you probably know by now, Liza, but yeah, the one in front is Yuki. He's from Japan in the cream colored, and the one in back is the blue. He's Nick DeVries, and he's from Netherlands, and he was the champion for Formula E. He's new to the team and to the sponsor. So, I mean, this is a clothing company, and they're the AlphaTauri is the name of the team, and AlphaTauri is the name of the clothing line. So Yuki's been on the team for a few years, so he's the primary. That's why he's in front. And Nick DeVries, who's also a cutie, he's in the background, but he's kind of the. So yeah, how you doing, Hot Mess? How you been? I've seen some of your streams. I haven't popped it. Anyway, I'm all over the place. I don't mean to not see streams. I'm just all over the place. So, oh, wait, I'm off screen. Sorry about that. So exit full. Hey, Hot Mess. Thanks for the purple hearts. So did that make sense, Liza? So Yuki Sonoda. And they're all pretty young. I think Nick DeVries is probably pretty young too. 22, 23, 24. I should probably start learning their ages, but Yuki. I don't see Yuki in the list yet, so I don't think he has Yuki Sonoda. I don't see him. 14, no time. So he's and then B Survivor says, "Hi, Hot Mess. I assume you all probably have seen each other around." Hot Mess was probably one of my original viewers and mod, and she was helping me out so much, and she saw some of my more intense streams where I was learning how not to react to everybody's comments and stuff. So I've come a fair amount of distance. So, and then Liza, hey, Hot Mess Summer. Hello. So I get an hola and they all get hello. Okay, I'll take an hola. Hola. I don't know Spanish, but I guess I can read it. So what was I going to say about something I was going to say about that stuff. So okay, let me sorry, I haven't been around, just a lot going on, but I always support you, my friend. Well, thank you, Hot Mess. And that's the way I feel about you, too. I mean, I would always want to support you, and I don't drop in as nearly as often as I'd like to. I'm usually all over the place. And, you know, when I prep for a stream, it takes me 7 hours to prep instead of 2 hours for most people. So, and then Hot Mess says, hi, chat. Yes, thank you. So, I don't know, Hot Mess. I don't know if you're on Discord. I have been invited to a couple of Discords, and I got onto Brittany's Discord and Shay and Agenda Free TV. I love his Discord, Steve's Discord on Agenda Free TV. But anyway, I set up a Discord server, and it's small and intimate now. But if you wanted to, I don't. Now I'm talking about it, but I don't know how to invite people. Shit. So anyway, I don't know if Hot Mess, you want to come on. Let's see here. Friends. I'm off screen. Sorry about that. Anyway, let me come back. Okay, so I'm back on screen. You dropped the link. Okay, I joined the Discord. I have one too as well. Cool. I'm here, Sifa. Hey, Sifa. I'm sorry to ask you, Sifa, but maybe I don't readily know how to do it. Like I said yesterday, when I'm not streaming, I can get on the Discord and say, oh, there's the link, and that's how I share it. But I can't. So yeah, okay. So thank you, Sifa. So Hot Mess, I'm gonna drop the StreamYard link, and y'all both can come backstage, and then Sifa will drop it, and then you will have it. And you don't have to, you don't have to. Let me see. Okay, so there's the StreamYard link, and you don't have to, you don't have to activate your microphone and thing and you don't have to come on panel. It's just to get the two of y'all backstage, and then he can drop it and you can get it. So, cool. Yeah. So, in a way, and it's like anything else. I mean, I know we're all very busy. So I don't expect someone. Okay, there, people are backstage. So go to private chat, and there it is. So I think you can just click, and then that's it. I think so. Thank you for doing that, both of you all. I think y'all are probably done. So just let me know, either comments, anywhere you want to. I mean, like I said, y'all don't have to come up on panel. Okay, so if everybody can, so you don't have to stay in backstage, as long as you get the link and it works and stuff. So private chat. I'm in. Thank you, Summer. I mean, I'm sorry. It's private chat, so I need to be discreet. So thank you, Sifa, and thank you, Hot Mess. And like I said, it's like anything else. We're all busy, and I'm not going to sit there and go, I want them to come every day. Do whatever you want. Do whatever you want. I'm just trying to build it up and trying to expand, whatever. So thank you very much, both of y'all. So of course, well, cool. And Hot Mess with the purple hearts. Cool. All right. So let's see here. So let's remove that from the stream. So okay, let me go. I shared this once and I got B Survivor's approval. Where's my Liza? She mentioned something about fall asleep. She used the positive, what's that word? Fall asleep. So she used what's that word? The present tense. So I don't know if that means she is going to fall asleep or proud of you. You're doing amazing. Well, thanks. I'm all over the place, most of my streams, but I'm doing Formula One pre-testing today. I did a Daytona 500 last weekend. Oh my God, that's horrible. About her sleeping. Yeah, I mean, it is 3:57 for her time zone is 3:57 and my time zone is 3:57. What a brat. Yeah, you're funny. And I don't know if you're on Signal, but Signal makes a noise too, just like Signal makes a noise. Just like just like the Discord, but it's you can always say hi to her and see if it wakes her up and she gets a cup of coffee and stuff. She was busy. She and I talked a bit on we talk a lot on Signal, and she doesn't always like to type, so she turns them into audio files, and she'll do not one, she'll do more than one audio file. So it's funny. I'm still learning her accent, so I don't get everything. Oh, does it? What about the Signal? Yes, Signal makes a noise, so that would probably wake her up before Discord. So, but not that I want to. I don't want to wake anybody up. I would like her to sleep, but I mean, we're all in pain, and we're all like that Christmas. That. Ooh, does it? Yeah. He here. So anyway, yeah, I want her to sleep. I want people to sleep. So okay, let me go back to I'm off screen. There it is. So I'm back on screen. So, okay. So present, share screen, F1 live timing. And so far I haven't gotten in trouble. 2 days ago I got in trouble, but I think I can share this. So I'm going to share it again. And I'm going to go off screen so that it expands for you. So that's full screen layout. And hopefully you can read most of that. I haven't asked anybody if they can read that. He. Yeah, I thought that's what you meant. But I don't know if y'all can read that. It's kind of hard. You just need to see the top 10 drivers, at least for the morning session. Later in the afternoon, then they'll probably show all 19. Oh, that I can, yeah, hide it. I keep forgetting about that. Whoa. Okay. So that says 17 currently, but it might get up to 19 and 20. So it would be off screen, or it might be off screen. I don't know if that adjusts itself. So, okay. So let me go off screen so I can read it. Yes. He. With a devil. No, I don't know what that purple thing is, but some devilish kind of laughing thing. So, okay. So this is practice 3, session 1. It's live. There's 2 hours, 14 minutes, and 57 seconds left. There are 10 people on the best laps list. So I'm going to go through them. Charles Leclerc is number 1. George Russell, number 2. Chico, I think it's Chico Perez. Sergio Perez is number 3. Pierre Gasly, 4. Drugovich, what did we find out his name is? Sergio. Is it Sergio? Drugovich. Philippe Drugovich. Philippe Drugovich is 5th. Nico Hulkenberg is 6th. Piastri, what's his name? I got to start learning these names. Oscar Piastri is number 7. Alexander Albon is 8. Valtteri Bottas, 9. And Nick De Vries is 10th. So as you can tell, let's go through the laps. Leclerc is 131.024. Russell is 131.442. Behind the gap is what's the difference. So it's 0.418, 0.4 seconds roughly. And then Perez is 132.459, which is 1.5 seconds almost. Gasly is 132.762, which is 1.7 seconds. Drugovich is right there also, 132.823, which is also almost 1.8 seconds, and then 2.3, 2.6, 4.1, 7, 5, 7, 9. Again, the times probably don't matter. They'd be testing anywhere else. We can go back down to the tires, which we were talking about earlier. So as you can tell, it's way over the red, yellow, and white column. So soft tires, Leclerc is the only one on soft tires. And I think 3 is laps. So I think there's 3 laps on that tire. Total laps is at the end there, 25 laps. But, okay, so soft tires, Leclerc is the only one on soft. Medium, there's 5 drivers. Russell, Perez, Gasly, Hulkenberg, and Piastri. 2 are on hard tires, the bottom 2, Bottas and De Vries. 1 is on the T, which is a test tire. I think it's an unknown compound. They don't know what it is, but they must test with a test tire sometimes. I don't know the exact rules, but there are a certain amount of times that they need to test the T tire. They do not know what it is, but they put it on their car. So 1 person's on the T tire, the test tire, Drugovich, and I'm sorry if I'm butchering his name. And then there's 1 on a question mark. I don't know why it's a question mark. They all have transponders. The tires have some version of a transponder. So as soon as they go through the transponder, you know what's on the car. So I don't know why it says question mark, but Albon has a question mark for some reason. And so anyway, just to go over, let me go back out, see if there's any comments. Check your Cash App. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Wow, you are too kind. Don't do that stuff. Oh, You are such a rock star, Sifa. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Sifa. That is so nice of you. Where would I be without my partners and sponsors? So thank you. And I won't read your, I won't, whatever. It's very nice. Very nice. So thanks, Sifa. Thank you so much. And you can do all, I mean, I probably have opinions about my 4 methods of giving me money, but they're all available. I haven't figured them out totally, but I have a Cash App, Venmo. Look at all those hearts. Look at OMG. Wow, red and blue and green and yellow and purple and red and blue and green and yellow and purple and red and blue and green and yellow and purple. Those are cool. So thank you. Ooh. Hi, Hot Mess. 355. Wow. Discord. Cool. Okay, so let me go back off screen. Let me see. So I'm going to go off screen. So full screen layout, and then I'm going to go off screen so I can read it. Okay, so here you go. Okay, so it has the driver's name and the ranks. It has position 1 through 10, and then best lap, and then gap, which is, like I was saying, it's from the first place car to whatever car it is. So that's from first place to second, third, fourth, fifth. Those gaps are to first place, not to the car next to them. And then it's S1, S2, S3. That's segment 1, 2, and 3. So every track or circuit is split up into 3 different segments. I don't know exactly how it is, but it's kind of sort of roughly a third of the track, but not really. They have criterion for the things. So anyway, those have different times, as you can tell. Leclerc is 29, 44, 28. So clearly they're not all the same distance. Russell lost 2 of his segments. So Perez is 30, 42, 26. And then for some reason they don't have, anyway, the green down there with Bottas is the fastest, and he just lost those 2 too. But someone changed to soft. So Drugovich, again, I'm sorry about, I ought to learn how to say his name. Drugovich. Philippe Drugovich. Philippe. I'll never remember that. I'll never remember his name. So I think I did, I think I went through that too. So, okay, so anyway, just wanted to call out to my so hello, my name's JoeHart, person with disabilities, primarily invisible disabilities. This stream is basically about preseason testing for Formula One. It's at Bahrain International Circuit in Sakhir. I don't know how to say that. Sakhir in Bahrain. And it's Bahrain International Circuit is the name of the place. Preseason test. It is 4:08 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on the west coast of on the east coast of the United States or North America. And so it's Saturday morning for me. So the preseason testing were 3 days, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And each day had 2 sessions, a morning session and an afternoon session, including evening. It would go past sunset, and then they would have at night, dusk racing, which is different testing. The track cools and the tires get, they can hold better when it's not as hot and stuff. So it's just different testing. It's for them to test it. I don't know when the race is, if it's night or not. I think it's night. I don't know when it is, but they like to test all different options. So anyway, so it is. I usually just talk from Eastern Standard Time or Eastern Daylight Time or whatever you want, Eastern Time. I like to talk from this perspective. So the 3 days have 2 sessions. The morning session from Eastern Standard Time is 2 a.m. to 6 a.m. And they've modified that. I think it's 2 a.m. to 6:15 a.m. And then an hour break, and then 7:15 to 11:45. I think that might not be exactly precise. They are usually very precise. Boop boop boop. Okay, so I just needed to send someone a note, ask them if they're asleep. So I'm off screen. What the hell is that? So, okay. So anyway, maybe I'll do a shout out to my streams. I would love to find out what happened to Twitter. I don't know what happened. Maybe I can go over there. I thought I followed up on all my emails and tweets, and I thought I followed up on everything two mornings ago when I was reprimanded and was warned. I got a warning. I can't I'm going to go live. I'm going to go live. Connection too poor. Bullshit. What is wrong with this thing? I meant to do this earlier. I'm impulsively. I got to check this. I got to check if I can go live. Okay, so I'm going to go live. I usually have to have a ton of hashtags, ton of handles, and I'm not going to do it. I'm going to just go live. So, connection too poor. What does that mean? Oh, I guess that's I guess it's disabled. I don't know what I did wrong. Hi, I'm just sorry. Let's see here. So live stream. So if I was banned or whatever the thing would be called, why would it say my signal's too poor? Can't they tell me the truth? So okay, so let me let's see here. So let's take off the Wi-Fi and take off the airplane mode. That looks strong enough. Connection too poor. Hey, Bee Survivor. I'm a little I'm pissed. Why won't this thing work? Or I guess I know why it's not working, but I thought they sent me everything that I needed to do to correct it, and I thought I corrected it. Sifa, what does that mean? Our connection too poor. I mean, it's saying that I don't have a strong enough signal, but that's not it. It means that I showed a video that I wasn't supposed to show, and they they blocked it or deactivated it or whatever until I was able to correct it and like delete it. And I thought that was I thought that's what their option says. They said you can do this or this or this or this, or you can just delete it. And I said, of course, I'll just delete it. So I deleted it. And but it's not letting me go. Anyway, whatever. So I've done something. And I know I've done. I mean, I know what I've done. I know. I just keep repeating myself. I know what I did wrong. I thought they sent me some sort of message. I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was a DM or an email or something. And I got it and it arrested my, I had to respond then and I did. But it's just not letting me do. Oh, that's all right, B Survivor. I'm just bitching and complaining. I have no idea about any of that stuff. I'm sorry. I'm no help. No. Like you say, I'm just happy people are here to support me and stuff. I just bitch and complain. I mean, that's all I do. So I'm a victim. Life sucks. Everything gets shat upon me, that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's okay. But I keep forgetting, whenever I log off, I should go, okay. And I did just tweet them. But I have zero faith. I mean, I've been on Twitter forever, and I have tweeted. Again, I don't talk about Trump. I talk to Trump. I don't talk about Joe Biden. I talk to Joe Biden. That's what I do. I talk to them. So I have talked to Twitter, Twitter support, Twitter creators, Twitter create, Elon. I usually write to him. I didn't add his handle, but I would write to Elon Musk. I don't want to talk about him. I want to talk to him. So I did write and say, help me out. I'm disabled. I'm OCD. I thought I followed up with your message. I thought it should be activated. Okay, I can get rid of that, right? 287. Holy shit. I had 287 people read that tweet. Okay, so yeah, I'll do this. I'll pin it. I'll pin it to my profile. And I always want to write the most perfect email. I was talking about this yesterday, that I am a great editor. I am not a good writer. And if I write impulsively and then mail impulsively, it's a disaster and I don't usually get the responses I want. If I write it, save it as a draft, edit it, and then send it, it's usually pretty successful. But anyway, I did not edit this. So I write Twitter support, Twitter creators. What happened to my ability to live stream? I thought I followed through with email, tweet, text, and deleted tweet. Help, please. Invisible Disabilities, JoeHart. I shall be right back. Okay, thanks, Be Survivor. Thank you so much. You take your time, whatever you have to do. So JoeHart with the red heart, PwDS's, person with disabilities, PwDS's, and I sent it. And I retweeted the original, live stream that had the problem. And all it says is this broadcast has ended. It doesn't say this broadcast was deleted. I know 225 impressions. People looked at my thing when one quote. I've never heard of quote. Uh-oh. Am I having signal problems here? Testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Drukovich is number 3. So, okay, let's see here. Thank you, Nightbot. Thank you so much. Oh, golly, sorry about that. So I'm off screen, but I'll probably bring that. Okay, I'm back on screen. So, okay, so let's see. Present, sorry, present, share screen, F1 live timing, share, back to StreamYards. So, okay, so that's me right there. Do you see me where my cursor is? And then the F1 live timing. So I'll bring me off stage. So I'm off screen for you all, but I'm also now I'm going to be off screen for me. So I'm going to go back so I can read it. So we have 1 hour, 50 minutes, 1 hour, 50 minutes and 10 seconds left of the morning session. Which, let's get some local time here. Let's see, weather. So like I said, I always have problems with weather for this place. Lucille, Suzuka, Singapore. Bayron International Airport. So I'll do that. I don't know how close that is to the, but it never will come up. So, okay. Abu Dhabi is 1:26 p.m. It's almost 1:30 in the afternoon. And we need 1:48 left. So that would be 3:15, right? Yeah, it looks like it'd be 3:15 is when there's a break. Wow, that's so late. So it's not really a lunch break. It's, way later than, but it says it's 86 degrees. High is 88, low is 67. It's Abu Dhabi, 86. Okay, so loop, 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 loop. Oh, golly, sorry. So, okay, let's look at the, this is old, but it's just to look at. Sorry. I'm back. Sorry, Pupper had to go out. Yeah, no problem. No reason to apologize. Pupper. Cute little Pupper. So yeah, those puppies, they got to go. He's not a puppy, right? He's a cute little adult, isn't he? I saw your cute picture. I can't picture it right now. But so yeah, these driver lineups, this is a little old, but I might go over it again. So, okay, that's me right there where my cursor is, and then driver lineup. But I'm going to take me off screen. I'm going to full screen layout, and then I'm going to go off screen so I can read it better. So Formula One, driver lineup, Bayron testing. So those are the teams. Then it goes. So Thursday AM or morning, Thursday PM or afternoon, Friday evening, Friday AM or morning, Friday PM or evening, Saturday AM and Saturday PM. So we're here. Saturday AM is right here. But again, this is old. This is probably not current. But Red Bull, it had Verstappen, Perez. That's not true. Perez switched over here a little bit. And then Ferrari, Sainz, Leclerc, Sainz. They're pretty methodical. They kind of do that kind of stuff. Mercedes, Russell, George Russell, Lewis Hamilton, George Russell, Lewis Hamilton. Alpine, I think, is the big A. Pierre Gasly, Esteban Ocon, Pierre Gasly, Esteban Ocon. McLaren is that fancy little there. So Piastri, Norris, Piastri, Norris. I haven't even mentioned Norris. He seems to be a no, anyway. Alfa Romeo, Zhou Guan Yu. That's Zhou Guan Yu. Valtteri Bottas, Zhou Guan Yu, Valtteri Bottas. Aston Martin, Drugovich. What's his first name? I will never remember. Philippe Drugovich. Fernando Alonso, to be confirmed. Haas, Hulkenberg, Magnussen, Hulkenberg, Magnussen. AlphaTauri, here is Tsunoda, here is Yuki the cutie, that's almost a rhyme. So Yuki Tsunoda, Nick DeVries, Yuki Tsunoda, Nick DeVries, Yuki Tsunoda. And then William bringing up the rear. These are from last year's ranks. So this is first place at the end of last year. This is 10th place of last year. That's why it's in order. They don't usually do, it's usually alphabetical or something like that. So they don't always do it this way. But anyway, Williams bringing up the rear, 10th team. Alex Albon, Logan Sargent, our American driver, our lone American driver. Logan Sargent. And then Alexander Albon. So that's them. So yeah. I'm fading. I don't know if I'm gonna. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'm fading. Sorry about that. It shows an hour and 41 minutes and 30 seconds left. I'm not sure if I'm going to make that. 20% off the annual. So $80, that's 1663. Okay. So remove from stream. Yeah, I know. It's I mean, it's I mean, even oh yeah, because that it was shut down. I was gonna say even 2 nights ago or 2 mornings ago, I didn't make the whole 4.5 hours, but that's because they're shutting me down. But it was exciting. I did enjoy being able to show the F1 TV Pro live stream, and that was nice. And had I been able to do that for the entire night, I probably would have made 8.5 hours, which is a long time. But ooh, doggy. Oh, boy, that's a big mouth. Sorry about that. Whew, boy, I wish I could show that. They're talking about, who's the best ever, and boy, they're like tearing, as B, you've noticed me. I think you laughed when I said, yeah, let's look at the current. Okay, so let's see here. So present, share screen. F1 live timing. So Hamilton's not driving this morning. He's listed as 16th, but that's but his teammate Russell is second. So Mercedes is getting up on top. But a couple days ago I said, so are they testing something that's not related to speed, or are they just sucking? But yeah, it's pretty controversial. They're talking about how who's the best driver ever, and some people think Lewis Hamilton's the best person ever, and it's like, well, that's probably not true. But they're saying he, it's all car. They're saying, is it the driver or the car? And some people, there's people that think both. But yeah, he's they're not talking about him right now, but they are talking about other drivers, like who's the best ever. And I'm new, they're talking about Fangio, and I think Fangio won like 5 championships in the 50s. I could care less. I could care less about people that drove, 10 years ago, but I certainly can't care about people that drove 70 years ago, but I mean, I could care less. I just want to hear about current people, really. I guess they're describing it as one of the greats. So that, that can be a dozen drivers or 24 drivers, one of the greats. That's pretty vague. That can be a big chunk of people. One of the greats. DeVries, he's talking on the radio. Yeah, I wish I could be listening to the radios too. These are good questions. I wish I could be playing it. So YouTube. Okay. So okay, so there's an hour, 32 minutes, and 10 seconds left in the morning session. I'll never make that. So maybe I'll show the live timing one more time and going through it all, and then say goodbye to my 6 streams and then head out. So I think that's what I'm going to do. So present, share screen, F1 live timing, share, go back. Okay, I'm going to go off screen to you all and then off screen to me. So I'm full screen layout. So I'm off screen to you all. Now I'm going to go off screen. So, okay. So we have 1 hour, 31 minutes, and 17 seconds left. Practice 3, session 1 for today, Saturday, the 25th. The top driver currently is Charles Leclerc for today. These are all the times for today. And there's 10 drivers now. And then in the afternoon, there'll be 10 drivers, some repeats and some non-repeats. So it might be 17, 18, 19 drivers total. And so they'll be mixed together. So this is currently the top 10 out of 10 drivers. So number 1, Charles Leclerc, 131.024. George Russell, number 2, he's 0.418 seconds behind. Philippe Drugovich, he's 1.051 seconds behind, a little more than a second behind. Sergio Perez, Checo Perez, plus 1.435 seconds. Pierre Gasly, 1.7. Hulkenberg, 2.3. Piastri, 2.6. Albon, 3.1. Bottas, 5.8. Clearly, he's testing something else that has nothing to do with speed. De Vries, plus 7.7 seconds. Again, clearly currently everybody is on the medium tire except number 8. Albon is on the T, the test tire. It's an unknown compound. They won't tell you what it is, but you do have to test it. So it could be a medium. So they all could be on the same tire, but 9 out of 10 are on the medium tire right now. I think generally there's something different going on right now, but every race, once the season starts, which is next weekend, by the way. What's today? Saturday? So a week ago yesterday will be the first 2 practices. FP1, FP2 will be a week from yesterday. FP3 and qualifying will be a week from today. And then a week from tomorrow will be the first race. That's really soon. Holy moly, I'm frantic. That is really soon. I don't know how I'm going to show those things. I'm going to figure that stuff out, I guess. The live streaming is, anyway, I'll try to figure out the live timing is pretty cool. I like how they do it and stuff. So hopefully I can still do that. So anyway, okay, that's that. An hour and 28 minutes, 20 seconds. Okay, so I think I'm going to head out, take a nap, wake up. Noon is the first NASCAR thing today. I need to schedule them. Man, this is great. I wish I could be listening. Be Survivor. All right, Joe, have a good night. I'm fading as well. And it is 4:48. In 12 minutes, it will be 5 a.m., which I think is your witching hour. Not witching hour. That's your... So, yeah. So, all right, guys. So, thank you, Be Survivor. Thank you, Liza, for coming here and sleeping. Thank you, Sifa, for your stuff. Hot Mess, thank you for coming over to Discord. Pointer Lover, thank you for giving me so much energy and support and stuff. I really appreciate that. Thanks for joining our Discord. That's so cool. Thank you to the streams. LOL, my bedtime. Yeah, it's probably not ultra consistent, but anyway, to the 6 streams that I'm streaming to, not Twitter today, so 5 streams. So hello and thank you to Facebook profile, I miss all your energy from 2 days ago. I got a huge influx of Facebook people because I was showing the video. They enjoyed that. And then hello and thank you to Facebook page. That's my second Facebook stream. And then LinkedIn profile. And then YouTube, that's, with no descriptor. And then Twitch, I don't know anything about. And then Twitter, I'm going to effing figure out what's wrong with my Twitter thing and why I can't stream. They're saying I don't have enough. What's that word? I don't know what it is. So, okay. So, like I said, thank you, Be Survivor. So, okay. I'm going to hit end broadcast. I got to hit it twice. And the second time I hit it, then I'm going to check my 5 streams that I'm streaming to. So the comments will be open for a little bit, but you don't have to stick around. I'm just letting you know they're going to be, but it's not nearly as long as it used to be. It used to be like 20 minutes or so that it was still open, but it'll probably be, 3 to 5 to 7 minutes or something like that. So, okay. So I'm going to head out. Thank you so much for all the support. I really appreciate it. Whew, I talked about a lot tonight that had nothing to do with Formula One. But anyway, that's I guess that's true in all my streams. I just do that. So okay. Whew. All right. So love y'all. Thanks for hanging out with me. Okay, I'm going to hit broadcast in 3, 2, 1. Now I'm going to hit it a second time in 3, 2, 1, and then it's going to spin around and then so okay, end broadcast. Click.